It's funny how life works. I made this exact video almost a year ago from today and it is terrible. It is so bad. It is getting the unlisted treatment as soon as this video goes up. It's getting wiped off the face of my channel because me, a year ago, barely knew how to put together a video. So the new General Jet is gonna right the wrongs of the past by being slightly less cringe. Listen up, soldiers. It's that time of the year again. It's time for war once again. This war will mentally and physically drain you. It will test your mental fortitude. This war will test if you are disciplined enough to avoid succumbing to your addiction. Your addiction of wanting to bust a nut. Because this is the No Nut November War. Many brave soldiers like you have attempted to fight this war in the past, and many soldiers never make it to the end. But relax, this video is here to help you. The first step to surviving No Nut November is to find something to do with your spare time. If you lay around doing nothing, then you're gonna get naughty thoughts in your head. And if you get naughty thoughts in your head, then you're gonna indulge in those naughty thoughts. And when that happens, then I have to send All Might to come bend you over his knee and slap both your ass cheeks to the tune of the day until you learn your lesson and promise to be a good little boy. But we can avoid that by taking up new hobbies. Maybe try going to the gym and pump some iron. Or go beat that game that you bought but never actually played. Maybe take up painting or drawing. Or maybe go get a job, you lazy fuck. But I personally like to watch anime. But be careful, you're not safe, because there are anime waifus that will end your No Nut November. Have you ever wanted to do something simply because you saw it in anime? I've always wanted to eat a buff blonde man's hair so I can get super strength and then proceed to punch my friend who has daddy issues. There was also that one time where I considered jumping in front of a truck and hoped to be an isekai, but never have I ever thought about wanting to have sex with a dragon. Until I saw Luqua from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Maybe that man Donkey was onto something about fucking dragons. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is an innocent anime until Luqua shows up. Luqua was tasked with carrying all of the fan service in the anime. Just look at those thighs on her, complemented by black thigh-high socks and jean booty shorts, and that black tank top is barely able to contain her tiggle bitties. Luqua is a woman you definitely want to have for yourself to do naughty things with, but she's too busy giving all of her attention to this snot-nosed brat. The lucky bastard getting to box Luqua's titties on the daily. Avoid Luqua at all costs. Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime of all time. Gurren Lagann is a phenomenal anime you should watch if you already haven't. I can watch this anime multiple times and not get tired of it. But goddamn, Yoko Littner makes it hard to sit through an episode without wanting to go bust a nut. And how can you not when Yoko spends most of the time fighting giant mechs wearing thigh-high socks, leather booty shorts, and a bikini top? And post time skip doesn't make it any better. After the time skip, she becomes a teacher, and even though she's covered up, she still looks fine. Just imagine her with less clothing on. Oh wait, we don't have to, because she ends up wearing this outfit when she's back to fighting. She might have covered up those thunder thighs, but she still blessed us with clear visuals of her tiggle bitties. Yoko Littner is a S-tier waifu, not wanting to bust a nut to her. It's hard because the anime shoves her peaches and melons in her face, but you can't blame the girl. She has a nice body, but she might be the most dangerous person to want to bust a nut to, because every guy that wanted to go Netflix and chill with Yoko ended up chilling in the gulag. When I was 17 years old, I was walking to the living room on my way to the kitchen to grab some grub and noticed Toonami was on the TV. And on Toonami, they were advertising Kill la Kill for like 2 a.m. So naturally, I stayed up to watch it and instantly got hooked to the anime. Was it because of the amazing animation, story, and well-written characters? Or was it because I was attracted to Ryuko Matoi? Actually, now that I think about it, if it's the latter, I think that would say a lot about me. Ryuko spends her time fighting dressed like a hooker, but to be fair, there is a reason why she's dressed like that. That transformation sequence, while badass, has definitely got me flustered up a couple times. But let's talk about this outfit she wears. Long thigh-high heels, a skirt that puts the mini in skirt. Then the top piece of her outfit blesses us with some underboob. This might be the skimpiest, quote-unquote, set of armor that I have ever seen. They really call this bikini armor. It's like giving the Rock a Speedo and calling it armor. but the fan service moments are hard to watch without wanting to bust a nut. There's a scene of Ryuko literally getting whipped and spanked in the middle of a fight, and also in that same fight, she ends up dangling on the side of the arena by her suspenders, giving us a screen full of titties. And you know, of course, there's other scenes in the anime too. Avoid Ryuko Matoi to survive No Nut November. Shogugeki no Soma, or how normal people say it, Food Wars, follows the story of Soma as he aspires to become a full-time chef. During the series, we see a lot of delicious looking meals being cooked up on screen, but the meal that I really want to eat is this chocolate queen right here. Ikumi Mito is a danger to No Nut November. First off, she has noticeably large, jiggly breasts and a set of plump, very defined butt cheeks as well, and is not at all shy about flaunting her body, which is considered to be model-like. I didn't come up with that part, that's literally what it says in the wiki. She walks around in either a modified uniform that exposes her breasts or just a straight up bikini top. She's also out wearing booty shorts, exposing her thick as fuck thighs. And oh, she wears a choker, so you know she's a freak. Just imagine the things she can do. Actually, no, you can't if you want to survive No Nut November. But any other day that's not in November, I'd be glad to let her handle my meat. Bet she can handle it like a pro. I mean, her nicknames are Meat Master and the Meat General. She comes from a family who is famous for their influence in the meat industry. Even her family name, Mito, is a reference to the English word meat. With that information, I can just imagine the types of cock meat sandwiches she can cook up. If you want to survive No Nut November, it's best you avoid this Meat General before you end up beating your meat. And speaking of black queens, we have to talk about Mirako. I find it impressive that Mirako is already everyone's favorite waifu because she hasn't even shown up in the anime. I mean, technically she has, but she showed up for like, what, one episode and appeared for like 15 seconds? So I'm not gonna count that as her being in the anime. Mirako is this popular without a proper anime appearance. And you wanna know why? Because Mirako is a sexy ass melanin queen. I mean, just look at her. First of all, she's a bunny girl. And who doesn't love bunny girls? And the thing about Mirako is that she doesn't need her tickle bitties hanging out for the world to see to look sexy. She's got a nice athletic body, all wrapped up in a tight white leotard. And look at those arms. I mean, this might be just me, but a girl with a bit of muscles and is in great shape is attractive, like 10 out of 10. But her crowning feature is her thick thighs. Might as well call her thigh Rhinoceros Rex. Just imagine your head being crushed by Mirako's thighs. It's hard not to when you look at them. And I'm not the only one who fantasizes about Mirako's thighs. The entire My Hero Academia fan base fantasizes about those thighs. And just look at all the fan art of her. You must avoid Mirako at all costs to survive No Nut November. Alright, let's be honest, you only watched Prison School for Meiko Shiraki. Don't try none of that, oh I watched it for the plot business with me. How can you pay attention to the plot when Meiko's out here
double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass, the sun is still out, my nigga.
I mean, geez, man. Looking at Meiko during No Nut November is a challenge. She walks around with her tickle bitties out for the world to see. Her shirt literally cannot contain her tickle bitties. But I'm not surprised. She has a butt size of 115 centimeters. Really? Meiko, you weapon. Asgard is having trouble making clothes just to contain those melons. And she's always wet. She's always sweaty or has some type of liquid spilt on her. And let me not forget all the panty shots. It specifically said in her appearance on her wiki that her panties are purple. That's how many panty shots we get. We know canonically that her panties are purple. All the scenes of her bending over and showing her ass to the camera, those don't help either. But it's like unavoidable because she wears such a small skirt. How did they allow you in school? That skirt is not fingertip length. All the glasses just like the cherry on top. There's no way you're surviving No Nut November having Meiko Shiraki on your screen. Avoid her at all costs or be sent to horny jail or prison. Can be subject to change. Watching anime while trying to avoid busting a sackful during No Nut November is hard, but it's not impossible. You have to watch the right anime. But one anime you must absolutely avoid is High School DxD. because their entire lineup of girls could cause you to bust a nut. From the starting 5 all the way to the reserves, the whole High School DxD lineup will end your No Nut November run. They are going 4-0 in the finals. Ria's Grimmery, the main girl, the face of the franchise, beautiful red hair, very kind and compassionate, and sporting a bust size of 99 centimeters, and you will end up seeing a lot of her breasts. Akano Hamajime, the best girl in the series, with long black hair and is a huge tease. I mean, she makes sucking on a finger look hot. Actually, she might be the most dangerous one because she spends the entire anime trying to get Issei to cheat on Rias, so she does her best to try to get him turned on. And she sports a bust size of 102 centimeters. Kanako Tojo, the token petite girl, but also she's a white-haired cat girl, so like that's a plus. And she's sporting a bust size of 67, while small, but that's not her biggest trait. Her biggest trait is being a cute cat girl. Asia Argento, the church girl, and just come on. We've all dreamed about corrupting a church girl, and she gives a bit of what it would look like to corrupt one. And she's sporting a bust size of 83 centimeters. Zenobia Corta, the most underrated girl in the series. She has a very serious personality, going as far as to trap Issei in a closet in hopes of forcing him to give her a baby. I mean, if I was Issei, I would have given her like several babies just right there. And to top it off, she knows how to handle a sword. She can handle my sword anytime, but not during No Nut November. And she's sporting a bust size of 87 centimeters. Just look at this starting lineup of No Nut November ending weapons. But even the bench players will make you think twice about grabbing that bottle of lotion. We got Irina, Kuroka, Roz Weiss, all of them lethal weapons. If you want to survive No Nut November, especially avoid High School DxD. None of the girls on this list were ranked in any particular order, but this girl right here is definitely at number 1. Mori Setagaya is from Itadaki Seike. She is definitely a threat to your No Nut November. And if you have to ask why she's a danger to your No Nut November, well, you obviously haven't watched her anime. Because if you had, then you wouldn't be asking this question. If you want to survive No Nut November, then you avoid her anime at all costs.